On First at 4, a fire shuts down an entire school district until after Thanksgiving. And the nation's top drug policy official announces more help for drug addicts in eastern Kentucky.
This week is starting off nice, but all eyes are on rain chances heading towards Thanksgiving. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, all Lawrence County schools are closed until after Thanksgiving break due to a fire. It began Friday in a culvert near the back of Louisa East Elementary School. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher was there today as officials used a motorized camera to look at the extent of the damage.
The fire started in a drain near Louisa East Elementary School around midnight Friday.
There was a fire that was built in the end of the culvert that had started some of that PVC pipe burning back.
Lawrence County Schools Superintendent Robbie Fletcher says the piping system carried the smoke through the drains.
So you have all the heat kind of rising because it's down close to the river, so you're kind of coming up. So you have the heat and the smoke rising to come up to higher ground. And so it's all coming out on this side.
Officials say the fire setup looked something like a fireplace.
And there was wood, leaves kind of shoved back into the pipe. Purely speculation, but we think someone's trying to stay warm.
Now classes are canceled until after Thanksgiving break. Today, the city of Prestonsburg attempted to run a motorized camera through the pipes.
The way it's being explained to me is kind of like a remote control car that you're going to steer through the pipes.
However, only traveling around 39 feet before hitting a ditch in the pipes, which will need to be filled in order to drive the camera further.
We have to flush that out in order to run that camera system back in. And when you run that camera system back in, we can really see what the extent of the damage would be.
Superintendent Fletcher says he is just thankful no students, staff, or faculty were in the building at the time. In Lawrence County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, there is no fire damage to the building. Classes will resume on December 2nd.
Not a bad way to start off the week. Even though it's Monday, it is feeling absolutely beautiful outside. We have beautiful blue skies throughout the region, right outside of our front porch. Check it out. Skies blue as ever. Not too many clouds in the sky, just a few passing clouds. A gorgeous scene over in Whitesburg as well. So overall, a very nice, calm start to the holiday week. Temperatures pretty warm for some, 61 for us here in Hazard, 61 in Monticello as well. Lexington also in those lower 60s, upper 50s for just about everybody else. So it's feeling pretty nice out there. You might not even need a jacket out there this afternoon. However, temperatures will start to drop heading throughout the evening. Satellite and radar is really not showing too much. Like I said, just a few high clouds passing through. You can see a few clouds up to the north. Those are going to make their way towards us, but we're still expecting a pretty nice and calm evening ahead. Overall, we're going to see those sunny skies continue for the first half of tomorrow, but we also do have rain chances that are on the way. And of course, I will break down everything you need to know for the holiday travel forecast here in just a little bit. Back to you, Steve.
All right, thank you very much. Governor-elect Andy Beshear stopped by the WYMT studios this morning to record Issues and Answers. We covered a host of topics from the upcoming inauguration, his family's plan to live in the governor's mansion, to bringing jobs to eastern Kentucky. He also focused heavily on education and his plan for the State Board of Education.
We need a Board of Education that truly supports our children, supports our education community, and puts our kids before for-profit charter school companies. Yes, the governor has the power to do that. I know because I lost that case in the Supreme Court. It's important to have a commissioner of education, too, that is in line with a governor, especially one that ran talking about public education in a positive way that moves our families forward. I hope our current commissioner of education can understand that.
And you can watch the entire interview on Issues and Answers tonight at 7 on WYMT. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg is on the campaign trail today after officially launching his bid for the Democratic presidential nomination. The billionaire businessman is framing his candidacy as the best hope to beat the New York billionaire currently in the White House. Here's a short clip of Bloomberg's first campaign ad.
He could have just been the middle-class kid who made good, but Mike Bloomberg became the guy who did good.
Bloomberg is promising not to take any campaign contributions, even though by not accepting donations, he will not qualify for the Democratic debates. A Bloomberg spokesperson says if the Democratic National Committee changes its rules, he will gladly participate. State and federal officials went to an eastern Kentucky town to announce a new facility for drug abuse victims. House Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and the White House drug czar made the announcement. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more from Clay County.
Jim Carroll is the director of the National Drug Control Policy Office. He came all the way to Little Manchester here from Washington, D.C. to talk about a very, very big problem affecting a small community. McConnell, Jim Carroll, and Governor-elect Andy Beshear, along with other state officials, announced the opening of the Recovery Community Center. It is a facility of the Volunteers of America Mid-States and taking major steps toward expanded and effective addiction and recovery services for all of southeastern Kentucky. Now, this is only one of 4 facilities in Kentucky that focuses on helping families and individuals in a community gathering place.
But today, what we're doing is celebrating the Be Not Afraid, I Am Here. And that's what VOA and Freedom House and those people who are so passionate, like Leader McConnell.
It was also announced in April that this facility will benefit from a $100,000 grant that'll help expecting mothers that are suffering from substance abuse. In Clay County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Volunteers of America also announced a new retail effort to sell Kentucky Proud items called Mountain Market. We'll have much more on all this today, coming up at 6. Internal White House emails show an effort to justify President Donald Trump's decision to withhold congressionally authorized money to help Ukraine's military after that decision was already made. This was after the president ordered the hold after his July 25th phone call with Ukraine's president, asking the president to investigate Joe Biden and his son Hunter. The OMB defended the hold, saying there was legal consensus at every step of the way. They called him a failed sheriff after the massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, and Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel was removed from office. Israel filed a lawsuit Friday against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and the Florida Senate. He says they illegally removed him from office and says it violated due process. The decision to remove him from his elected position finalized the governor's executive order to suspend him from the position after allegations of neglect of duty and failures in his department's response to the 2018 mass shooting. But in that lawsuit, he says the governor never proved any of it. Now he wants his job back. Well, Thanksgiving is just 3 days away, which means many of you are preparing to hit the roads to visit family and friends. WYMT's Katie Cook is live from London, where she's been talking with some of those early travelers. Katie?
Yes, Steve, the holidays are here, and AAA is expecting about 50 million people to hit the road this week. That is the second highest number of Thanksgiving road trippers since 2000.
My husband and I and our daughter, we're going to be going to Cincinnati, Ohio.
A representative from AAA says today and Thursday morning are actually the best days on the road as there is not as much traffic.
We plan on leaving about 9 in the morning.
I talked to several people traveling along I-75 today. They say construction near London is slowing down traffic a bit, but overall the roads aren't too busy yet.
It's pretty crowded right now. If you're going northbound, it's got construction going on. If you're going southbound, it's got construction going on, so it's going to be pretty hectic with the holiday weekend and all that.
Now, an interesting fact for you penny pinchers out there, compared to the national average, gas prices are expected to be up 2 cents per gallon this week. But Steve, no matter the cost, the people I talked to say they are just ready to get out of town and spend time with their families. For now, in London, Katie Cook, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Katie, thank you very much. And AAA is encouraging you to check your car and check it twice before leaving on a trip. They are anticipating about 368,000 breakdowns from Wednesday until Sunday. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Monday afternoon. The Dow closes up today more than 190 points. Kentucky football ends its season this weekend with the annual Governor's Cup against Louisville. The Cats and Cards meet for the 32nd time this coming Saturday as the Cats ride momentum from last year's 56-10 thrashing of Louisville, as well as their 50-7 win over the weekend against UT Martin to become bowl eligible. And there's not much more Mark Stoops needs to say to get fired up for this one.
I don't think there's any hiding from a rivalry game, that there's going to be, no problem getting our teams up and excited to play, but it's really about the discipline and the execution. That stuff goes out the window quick. It could hurt you. You want them amped up and ready in their prep, starting today, and tuned in and having a great week of preparation.
We'll have much more on the Wildcats and the matchup against Louisville later tonight, including Cash Daniels' final game at Kroger Field. Straight ahead on First at 4, a real heist that sounds like a movie. Thieves in Germany steal millions of dollars worth of jewels from the country's oldest museum.
Well, today's weather was definitely something to be thankful for, but we do have rain chances heading into the holiday forecast. Those details coming up.